everyone for joining. We have one more person to introduce themselves and where they're joining from. Okay, so welcome to the Make Your Career Count 2023. It's very important that you know that this is not the first time we're having this. Olajumoke from Birmingham, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much. And I'm very honored to have you here. I do not take it for granted. On a Sunday evening where you could have been bonding with your family or doing one or two things, you have decided to be on this webinar. And I just want to say that please be ready to participate. Please be ready to ask questions. The more you put into it is the more you would get. So we start. Make Your Career Count 2023, building the career of your dreams. I'm Adejoke Oyinbo. I'm your coach. Just to give you a bit of background about me, you can also call me Ade. People call me Ade now because I don't want to be called Ade Joke or whatever. Some people are not able to pronounce my name correctly, and just to save them the stress, you can call me Ade. I'm a career and a French language coach, and my mission today is to help you create breakthroughs in your career. I want to be able to help you create breakthroughs in your career. And I am not alone because I believe that one person is limited in the impact he can make. What I mean by that is that no one person can make great impact. If you want to make great impact in life, you need a community of 2, a community of 3, a community of 100 persons. And the more we are, the greater impact we can make. Okay, let's talk about a few return on investment, a few ground rules. I don't want to use the word ground rules, but I just feel that we need to have some guiding instructions that would help us enjoy our time together today. The first one is you need to get a quiet place to sit. Get a quiet place to sit. This is not one of the webinars you can take when you're on the road or when you're driving or you're doing so many things, you're trying to do this. If you do that, the return on investment will be very small. The return on investment will be very small. That's why I said ROI depends on investment. That means the return on investment, whatever you would get out of this will depend on what you are investing. So if you invest time, you would get a lot from it. Turn on your camera, but turn off your microphone, except when you're talking. I know a lot of us might not be in a situation where we want to turn off our camera. What turning off your camera does is it helps you stay engaged, because you know that when you're on camera, you just have to be a part of the program. And so please, if you can, I would appreciate that you turn on your camera, but you turn off your microphone when you're not talking. Get writing materials. You need a biro, a pen, you need a paper. You can also take notes on your phone. You can take notes on your tab or whatever you have with you, but avoid going to check WhatsApp, going to do other things while you're here. Participate actively by sharing and asking questions. There's going to be a lot of talking because I'm not going to be doing all to talk. I don't claim to know it all because no one does, but we're going to be doing a lot of activities that would help us share and just ask questions and answer them. Get a bottle of water or juice because you will need it. This webinar is going to last at least 1 hour, and then before you know it, we are done. And if we have to exceed 1 hour, I'll definitely let you know, but I do not intend to take much of your time because I respect time. Wait till the end for a juicy offer. So I have an important information that I would like to share at the end of this webinar. So please, if you can come on camera, please come on camera. If I'm saying something that resonates with you, use emojis, use the chat, say something so that I know that I'm not speaking to myself. So let us try that. If you're still with me, can you share a 1 in the chat room if you're still here? Anyone in the house? Thank you, Olajumoke. Thank you, Taiwo. Anyone else in the house? Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Oluwatobiloba. Yeah, so I have a sizable number compared to the number of people we have here. And so this is what usually happens. For this webinar, we had about 36 registrants, and today we have just 7 on the call. And this is what usually happens. People register for things, they don't attend. And then they wonder why there is no much difference or there is no much change. And that is why I am not going to waste time at all. Anyone who comes late would have missed some parts, and it's fine, because if you really want to be a part of it, you've registered, I believe you should be able to do that. And so the first thing we're going to do is going to take a poll, and we're going to take a poll. So here I'm going to stop sharing. It would be nice to see some videos on. So we're going to take a poll and then we would continue. So the first poll we're taking is about your career in 2022. So I'm launching the poll and I'll wait for as many persons to answer the poll. Here you go. So you have the poll, and let's see who and who would be sharing. Thank you, Emeka, for putting on your video. So let's start the poll. I can see some answers coming in already. One person already answered out of 6 participants. Thank you. Who else is answering? Thank you, Oluchi, for putting on your video. That's very nice. Please don't go off camera. Yeah. Please answer the poll. I've launched the poll. Just check on your screen, you'll see poll. Please answer the questions there. I see 2 people have answered. Three persons have answered. We have 4 more answers, 5 more answers. Can we have at least 1 more person to answer, and then we can take it up from there? Okay, so we have 85% of all of us on this call that have answered the poll. And I'm going to just share the question, share the poll, and then we can see what it looked like. So I'm sharing the results, which says, which best describes your career in 2022? Fulfilling, there was nobody saying fulfilling. Challenging, in fact, a higher percentage of us think, 86% of us felt that our career in 2022 was challenging. Frustrating, 14%. I don't know, 14%. And then the second question, did you have a plan for your career in 2022? 86% had a plan and 14% didn't have a plan. It is very ironic. And when I say ironic and a bit alarming, that 86% of us, we had a plan, but we did not have none of us had a fulfilling career. The third one, do you think you made progress in your career? 71% of us made progress. In spite of the progress made, we still didn't think it was fulfilling. So what are the reasons for this? And so what we are going to be doing now is that I'm going to be putting us in breakout rooms. And please, that is why I say we have to participate. We are just going to have just 2 rooms. And in that room, I want us to discuss about what your career was in 2022. I am going to go around the groups just to ensure that people are participating and they're sharing. Let us do that. So please, if you are not used to breakout rooms, just let me know. I'm creating just 2 breakout rooms and we're going to be in those rooms. All rooms are open. Please join your rooms. Taiwo, please join your room. Chris, please join your room. Chris Emmanuel, are you there? Please join your room. Hello, everyone. So you have just 1 minute in your breakout rooms. One more minute in your breakout rooms. 1 more minute in your breakout rooms. Welcome back, Oluwatobiloba.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Do we have everyone here? Yes, we do. So we are going to go on. I want 2 people to share, one person from the first group and another person from the second group. You're going to just give a summary of what 2022 was like for people in your group. Just share with us. Who would like to do that for us from group 1?
Okay, I will go first.
Thank you so
hope
much.
I'm a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Bisiriyu Adedeji Olukoko. But then people in my group tends to be, they wanted more in their career space in 2022. And they wanted to be fully utilized. But then I think there was a caveat for them. So they could not showcase themselves to that point at which they want to be. So if I'm going to categorize people in my group, I would say that there are people that want more, that aim more, but then they didn't get the opportunity to. Yeah.
Wow, that was a very good summary. Thank you, Bisiriyu. Very, very good summary. And it's okay to want more because really we are human beings. And if you're not even wanting more, I'll begin to think, oh, okay, so what's wrong with you for not wanting more? So thank you for sharing that. Who would like to go for group 2? Anyone would like to share for group 2? Please, like I said at the beginning, this is an interactive webinar. It's not just about me. So if you want to gain more, please do more by participating actively. Anybody from group 2, and if there's no one, we can go on. Anyone, any volunteer?
Okay, so I shared that last year I couldn't get my desired job. So I cannot say anything about my career in 2022. It was like yeah. So I didn't make any progress in 2022, and I'm hoping that this year will be better. And yeah, the lady in my group shared that I only managed to hear one of them. So she shared that she's been in the same role for about 10 years. And I guess she wants to make progress, and she took some courses and I think applied for some jobs, but she couldn't manage to get anything. So yeah, that's all I could manage to get. I'm very distracted. I have kids here.
It's okay. Thank you so much, Saiwo. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. And I just want to encourage you, because I know that it can be very tough when you're trying to get a job of your dreams and you're not getting it. That can be very frustrating. Don't worry, this year is definitely going to be different. I can assure you of that. Thank you everyone for sharing. Let's go back to the slides and then we continue. So one of the reasons why I wanted us to take the breakout room is sometimes we just need to share these things to make us feel well, to make us feel better. And then it also helps you to know that you're not alone. The fact that you think, oh, your career is not going the way you want it does not mean that you're alone. It actually shows you that where you are is somebody else's prayer. So what do I mean by that? For someone who thinks, oh, you've been on the same role for 10 years, someone that does not have a job will be praying to even have a job and be on the role for 10 years. Someone who thinks, oh, I did not have a job all through 2022, someone on the hospital bed will be saying, oh, I wish I had a job. I wish I was in a situation to even search for a job. So that's the reason I wanted us to share, because when we do share, we know that these problems are not peculiar to us. And that means there is nothing wrong with you. Because most times when people look for jobs, when they try to do things in life apart from looking for jobs, they feel that it is them that something is wrong with, but nothing is wrong with you. It's just the way the things are. And it only means that there might be a knowledge gap. When I say a knowledge gap, that means you might not know something, or there is an information that is missing for you to get what you want. And so we're going to move on. Now, let's visualize your 2023, your career in 2023. There's something I use in my coaching structure that is called visualization. And this is very powerful. This is very powerful. Apologies, if you're not a Christian, it doesn't matter. It has been proven, but I took a clue from this, from being a Christian, that what you can see, you can achieve of. And that's why I want us to, if you can come on video at this time, is very important. Please come on video if you can. And if you can't come on video, it's fine. So I want you all to sit in a place where you are very comfortable. Please relax. If you're not relaxed where you're currently sitting, find another place to sit and relax. Relax and then close your eyes. It's a visualization technique and it's very important you do it. Close your eyes. And then begin to distress. What do I mean by distress? Losing your muscles from your face. If you're frowning, stop frowning. Losing the muscles from the face, from the neck, to your shoulder, to your hands. Losing all your muscles. Losing all your muscles. Losing all your muscles. And then, I hope we're participating. Please participate. Losing all your muscles. And then look towards December 2023. Begin to imagine December 2023. It's December 2023. And you are at a gathering. As I speak, please imagine these things. You're at a gathering and people are talking about what they've been able to achieve in 2023. You're in a gathering, people are talking about what they've achieved in 2023. And all of a sudden, everyone stands up and they are congratulating you. They're clapping for you, they are happy for you, and they begin to talk about the things you achieved in your career in 2023. Now begin to listen to them and hear what they're saying. If your career was challenging this year, what would you want it to be in 2023 December? Begin to visualize it. And as you visualize it, begin to listen to what people are saying. See the way you are dressed, what are the emotions you're feeling, and how does it look like for you? I'm going to keep quiet now and give you just a minute to think through all of that, to imagine through all of that and visualize it. I want you to see it. If you're happy there, please make sure you smile. Be in the emotion of what is happening. I can see someone smiling. That's good. If you're doing it, you should be smiling actually, except you're not doing it. Okay, it's now to come back to reality. Let's come back, let's come back, let's come back, let's come back. How did that feel? One person to share, how did that feel? Thank you, Oluwatobiloba, for putting your video. How did that feel? Who wants to share?
It felt
It feels
okay, please go on, Tayo. Okay, Oluwatobiloba first.
It feels good, you know, to have an imagination of how good future can be and good things happening around you in 11 months' time. It feels like, yes, it's achievable. It's what can actually happen. Yeah, it feels good.
Thank you for sharing. I like that. Tyro, please, over to you.
Yeah, it's nice to enter the world of possibilities for for a few moments, you know, to see what you can achieve. And yeah, actually, I was going to say that this is one of the things I learned last year, you know, visualizing how I want my life to be, how I want my career to be, and I must say that it's a very good exercise. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. And this is just an exercise that I'm just doing this because it's a webinar. It's not, it actually takes longer than that because I'm supposed to put you on a journey, and then you just go through it step by step, and then you get there and then you see it. Whatever you have seen in that exercise, I would encourage you to note it down. I would encourage you to note it down. You need to write it down, and we're going to come back to that. Let's go on sharing my screen. If you're still here, please put a 2 in the chat box. If you're still with us, please put a 2 in the chat box. I am still here. Let me see number 2. Let me see people that are still here. Anyone on the call? Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Oluwatobiloba. Thank you, Taiwo. Thank you, Jumoke. Thank you, Adetola. Thank you, Emeka. Thank you. So now, I have a question. Oluwatobiloba, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question? Please, if you have a question, go ahead. Okay. I have a question for us. Is a career path supposed to be linear? Answers can be in the chat. Do you think a career path should be linear? When I mean linear, like a straight line, so it can be from bottom up, just a straight line. There are no bends, there are no curves, there are no ups and downs and all of that. Is your career path supposed to be linear? Anyone? No, no, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. Thank you. I think I have about how many no? Just 2 no's. Please, I need at least 2 more answers before I move on. Do you think career path should be linear, just a straight line? When you start from entry level, you should just go straight to the highest level of your career. Who thinks that's how your career should be? Everybody's saying no. Does anybody think it should be like that? No. Thank you. I'm glad that we all know that career path is not supposed to be linear. There are ups and downs in career path. That means today you can be a manager and tomorrow you are no longer a manager. And it does not mean that your career is not progressing. That doesn't mean that your career is not progressing. Career path is never meant to be linear because it's a journey. And what matters is that it's the journey that forms who you are. It will get to a point that it will be very challenging. I agree, absolutely. But it's not just about challenging. It will get a point. So for instance, let me give you a very good example. Most of us on this call are women. If you finish, you get to the university to study your BA, and then you finish your BA, then you start working, and then you got 1 or 2 promotions, and then you get married, and then you have a child. The moment you have a child, for most people, they might lose that job while trying to have a child. And then by the time they are done with their maternity and winning their children, they want to go back to the job market, they find out that they have to start all over again. And this will lead me to sharing my story. In 2022, I'm just going to walk you down what my career looks like in 2022. 2022 started for me as a person on a very high note, like very high note. I was a partnership manager in a company where I worked. I was managing 11 countries. I had about 46 accounts in my portfolio to manage as an account executive, and then I managed it. And all of a sudden we did appraisals, year-end appraisals, and I was promoted. Not only was I promoted, I was promoted to go to Togo to lead the business in Togo. I was promoted to a country sales lead. From just being a partnership manager, I got promoted to being a country sales lead. And then got to Togo. It was very interesting because I had to move from Nigeria all the way to Togo, and then I did all I could do. And when operations started, we're able to achieve in 6 months what we had planned to achieve. We were able to achieve in 3 months what we had planned to achieve in 6 months. And so I was very happy. You know, you would have assumed, okay, next appraisal, money would come, and then more promotion, you know, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I needed to resign. I had to resign, and then I had to now move away from Togo to move to the United Kingdom. I'm currently in the United Kingdom. And then I got to the United Kingdom, and the reality of searching for a job dawned on me. In the last 4 years, I had a job. I was doing well at my job. I was getting all the promotions I needed to get. Every year I was getting salary increase. And then all of a sudden, I had to leave all of that for family reasons, and then I had to look for a job. And I'm sharing this story not because I want to flaunt that, oh, okay, I moved to the UK. It's not about that. It's about the fact that your career path will never be linear. There will be ups and downs. And the earlier you realize that, the best for you in order to begin to create a career path that would stand the test of time. I'm going to complete that story, but let me hang it there for now, and then we move on. I just wanted to let you understand that a career path is never linear. The first thing you would need for you to make your career count in 2023 is self-awareness. You need self-awareness. A lot of people do not even know themselves. The greatest thing Aristotle said is, man, know thyself. Man, know thyself. If you do not know yourself, it becomes very difficult for you to achieve sustainable success. There's something I say, a lizard in Africa is a lizard anywhere in the world. Please, if I'm saying something that makes sense to you, please put something in the chat, encourage me so that I know I'm not speaking to myself. If you look at this man, this image, it's an image of a man with light, telling you that when there is a small light in the brain, it can actually enlighten the whole of the head. That light you see there is the knowledge of self. How well do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? A lot of people don't know themselves. And when I talk about knowing yourself, you cannot know yourself in one stance. In fact, this month, there are some things I've discovered about myself that I'm amazed about. And the only way you can know yourself is that you have to continue to search, to reflect. There's a lot of reflection that has to go on for you to know yourself. If you're not reflecting enough about yourself, it's going to affect everything you do. The way you do one thing is the way you will do other things. You need to know yourself. You need to know your strength, your weaknesses, the opportunities around you and the threats around you, especially when it comes to making your career count in 2023. What are your strengths? And a lot of people, they have these strengths. They don't know how to talk about their strengths. I feel sorry for people that are not in sales. If you are not in a sales role, I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry because I'm just passionate about sales. Everybody is a salesman. Every time you open your mouth to speak, you are selling yourself. Can you tell your story? Are you good at telling your story? Are you confident about your strength? Then you need to know your weaknesses. Everyone has weaknesses. I have my weaknesses. I cannot say I'm perfect. I'm not. And then what are the opportunities around you? A lot of people allow opportunities to pass them by on a daily basis. Every day there are opportunities around you. You only need to open your eyes to see them. But if you're not paying attention, if you're not reflecting, if you're not visualizing, and I'll tell you what that visualization will do to you. You visualize something about your career today. By the time you begin to see things that look like that, your brain will pick it up because you've seen it before. It's what we call déjà vu. It's a French word, but it's also in English. Déjà vu. When your eyes see something your brain has visualized in the past, it clicks, there's an attraction. There's so much chemistry that comes up when we know what we want for ourselves. Have you found the career of your dreams? Let me tell you one thing. Some people will not find the career of their dreams until they change career once, twice, 3 times. The journey and the path of your career is entirely up to you. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, don't mind this one, it's not serious. It started out as a teacher. I started out as a teacher. I'm a salesperson. Let's assume tomorrow I say, I don't want to do sales anymore. I want to go into full-time coaching. People will think I'm unserious, right? But it's my life. It's my story. I want to share my story the way I think it gives me fulfillment. If I'm teaching today and I feel that I'm no longer finding fulfillment in it, I am not stuck in teaching. I can move on. If you're in a job that you're no longer finding fulfillment, move. You are not a wood. Move. And don't let people stereotype you and tell you that, oh, why are you doing that? If you allow that, that means your level of self-awareness is very low. Some people, they even know the career they want to do, but they don't have the courage to tell their story. So now you know you don't have the courage to tell your story. What have you done to improve and empower yourself to be able to tell your story? How well do you know yourself? Man, know thyself. That's the beginning of success. For some of us that had a very good career in 2022, do you know that you can increase the level of excellence, the level of achievements, just by knowing yourself a little further? When you see people that are out there talking about what they do, you see the way they have confidence, is because they've improved themselves to that level, to have that level of confidence. Do you believe that some of them don't even know what you know, but you don't have the confidence they have? And yet, they're making more strides than you do. Have you been in an organization where you see people that you think are dumb, they don't know anything, but they are the ones getting all the promotion, they're the ones getting all the perks, they're the ones getting all the commission? It's because they've been able to harness the opportunities around them. It's not just about what you're capable of doing, it's about you looking out for opportunities and going for them. So that is just the first thing you need to know. The first thing to make your career count in 2023. If you do not do anything this year, increase your level of self-awareness, increase your level of knowing who you are, what you're capable of, what you're not capable of, reflecting around the opportunities around you, and then the threats around you. I have this very quote for you. It says, every day is God's gift. It is all you get in exchange for the hard work of staying alive. It's hard to stay alive. That's what he's trying to tell you. Make the most of each one. Whatever turns up, grab it and do it, and heartily. This is your last and only chance for it. For there is neither work to do nor thoughts to think in the company of the dead, where you are most certainly headed. I'm not trying to say we're all going to die tomorrow, but trust me, if you've not found the career of your dreams yet, this is a time to do whatever your hands find doing. Do it well. Some of you are in jobs that you don't like. I said earlier that if you are doing a job you don't like, you can leave. But also, you need to do that job well, because no knowledge is lost. No knowledge is lost. But some people are not even doing the jobs well, and you're expecting to get more or something better. Trust me, you might, but you will not still excel at it. And that takes me back to what I said about a lizard in Africa. It would be a lizard in anywhere in the world. And let me just stop here to say something. There's the buzz in Nigeria, because most of us are Nigerians. In fact, everyone on this call, we are Nigerians. There's a lot about traveling abroad now. I am not against it. If you want to, it's your life. Please, by all means, do all you can travel. But let me just say this. If currently in Nigeria, your career is not working for you, don't think that by some miracle or by some magic, when you travel, it will work for you. There are lots of people out there in the world. Apologies to Jody. Jody is not Nigerian. I just remembered. Apologies, Jody. There are lots of people here. They are here. You think they are doing well. They are not doing well. But they cannot tell you. So that's why I said, you better get it right. You better get it right now before you think of coming, if you really want to come. And if you don't want to come, wherever you are, you can get blessed there if you can do what is needed for you to do that. Enough of that. Let me just move on quickly. And then it says, do you have a career plan? Let's quickly take our second poll and then we'll take it up from there. Our second poll, it's been launched. So you're going to see some questions on your screen. Please take those questions. Okay, are we taking the questions already? There are just 3 questions on whether you have a career plan. I see 3 answers already. 4 answers. 5 answers out of, okay, let's keep it coming. Do you have a career plan? The plan is, are you following the plan? Just those 3 questions. Let's have more people. We only have 42% done. So let's have more persons, please. 57% gone. Can we have more persons? Thank you. Thank you everyone for doing the poll. Thank you. 78%. Can we have just one more person at least reach it? 85%. Fantastic. Anybody still doing it? In 30 seconds, I take it off. Anyone still doing that? Okay, so I'm ending the poll and then let's see the results. I'm going to publish the results so that everybody can see it. So it says, do you have a career plan? Wow, 100% have career plan. You guys are fantastic. I'm happy. I love that. Where is your career plan? In your head, 50%. You see the difference? Written somewhere, 50%. That's a healthy one. Well done. Are you following the plan? 58%. Fantastic, amazing. 42% are saying maybe. Now, I want somebody who has their career plan in their head to share, and somebody who has it written down to share. Just 1 or 2 things. And what you're going to share, don't share your plan. Just tell us why you have not written it down or why you have written it down. Just that. Anyone?
Okay. Okay, I'll go first.
Thank you.
I actually chose my career path written in my head. Why I said that was it's actually a tough one. Right, I felt it's not realistic again. I lost it. I lost the plan. I lost the way. I lost everything. I felt it's never going to come to reality again. So it was hard writing it down when you feel it's not coming, it's not going to work out. So, but then all I had then was hope and say, maybe it's going to work out. I don't know. It was so abstract because when you already lost the way, there's no how you want to connect it back. But then it is in my brain because it's where I want to be. So writing it down seems unrealistic. So I better keep it in my brain. And then it later come to reality and now I can write it down. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being vulnerable and for sharing. Thank you.
Okay, for me.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, for me, leaving the career I was before and saying that, okay, now I have a new career plan is not, my career plan is not for the next 12 months because I had to go back to school, definitely to learn more and just lay my hands on some things that I know that I can do that can actually give me money. So why I chose, I have it in my brain is because I'm on a journey to pick my career where I actually want to be. I'm back in school now. I have 1 or 2 things that I can do to make money. Aside from working all these jobs that is basically just to make money, not where I want to be, not the career I should go for, but because I'm raising a child, I'm back in school and I have future plans. So I prefer having it on my head than writing it down so that I don't give myself unnecessary pressure.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Oluwatobiloba and Birisi. Let me shock you. A written down note is better than the smartest brain. Please, you can verify that. That has been scientifically proven. A written down note is better than the smartest brain. The mere fact of writing it down, it gives it a 60 to 70 chance of likelihood of happening. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. Brice said, oh, he wasn't working the way he wanted it, and then he canceled it. The truth is, you might have a destination, but the way you are going to get there is what should be flexible. You cannot have a fixed career plan. And it's the same thing when somebody has one CV. I'm laughing now because it's funny. You are applying to different jobs with one CV, you are deceiving yourself. So you want, for instance, I'm in sales and I want to use the same CV that I'm using to apply for sales to business development or account management. I'll be deceiving myself. The likelihood of getting a job will be very tough. When you have a plan, write it down. There is what we call the law of attraction. And I'm going to explain what that means. Law of attraction. I'm sure we understand what law means and we understand attraction. And I'm going to just explain it in simple terms, what it does. When you write it down, you are engaging your eyes, your ears, your brain, and your hand in the process of writing. And what it does is that the forces of the universe begins to bring them to you. They bring those opportunities to you. There was a time I wrote down that I wanted to be earning so amount every month. It took me 1.5 years to get there, but I started earning it without me even doing much about what I needed to do. So please, whether you're a student, the fact that you're a student doesn't mean that you don't have a career path or you shouldn't have a plan. Whether you're a student or not, I know students that even while they were students, they had great opportunities. Write it down because you can forget. And not just write it down, write it in a place where you can see it from time to time. I'm going to move on because of time. I'm looking at time. So do the required work. So the first thing we said is number 1, be self-aware. Improve your self-awareness. The second thing I'm saying now is have a plan written down. Please, no 2 plans in your head. Forget about it. Write it down. When you write it down, it helps you know whether it's making sense or not. You know, there are sometimes you have an idea in your head. By the time you're putting pen to paper, it looks so stupid that you think, oh, it's not going to work, and then you have to dump it. But when you write it down, you know whether it's okay, it's not okay. And then sometimes it can be really daunting. You're afraid, oh, can this really happen? Just write it down. Just write it down. The next thing you want to do is do the required work. My brothers and sisters, it is hard work. Succeeding and making your career count in 2023, you must be ready to do the work. Nobody would serve you breakfast for free. Look at this quote I love from Brian Tracy. He says, personal development is a major time saver. The better you become, the less time it takes to achieve your goals. I am not saying that without this webinar, you will not succeed in life. God forbid. I don't have the key to success in my hands. But what I'm saying is that when you're intentional about improving yourself, you get to where you want to get to faster. It saves you time. Personal development saves time. Instead of taking 10 years to get to a place, how about getting there in 5 years? How about getting there in 1 year? How about getting there in 2 years? That story I was sharing when I got promoted, I was working in an organization for 3.5 years. And I got promoted from just being an ordinary manager to a senior manager and a country lead in 3.5 years. It is personal development. It's not luck. When you see people that you think are lucky, I don't believe it's luck. There's hard work. Even if they use jazz, we're Africans, right? People do juju. If they do juju, do you know what they would have done in that juju for them to even do it? So it requires hard work. The question is, are you willing to do the hard work? Please, if I'm making sense, please remember to say something in the chat. If you are still here, please give me an emoji. Just give me an emoji if you're still here. If I'm still making sense to you, please give an emoji as well. Let me know that I am still making sense. So I'm going to wait for our emojis and then we'll go on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just 2 persons. Where are the others? 3. Okay. Where are the others? Where are the others? 4, 5, 6. Thank you. We go on. Have a written plan. I'm going back to that. Writing your plan gives it at least 60% probability of happening. Now, why am I putting written plan under the required work? Some people, we are just lazy to write. Some of us are just lazy to write. Instead of sitting down to write it, we avoid it. Do you know that it's hard work to sit down and write your plan? So please write it down. The next thing, network. Build your social wealth. And here, yes, CPD is key to career growth. Yeah, continuous professional development. Thank you. CPD is continuous professional development. For those of us who do not know that, please, it's key to career growth. You have to improve yourself. The next thing I wanted to talk about was networking. Let me tell you something. The answer to your job search is in the hands of one man. That's relocation you've been thinking about. The information you require is in the hands of one man. Why do you want to go on the career path alone? You're not an island. I didn't get to this place alone. I have built around me a community of people that will help me grow my career. Who is in your corner to help you grow your career? Do you know that some people, they are socially wealthy, but financially bankrupt? Let me say that again. Some people are socially wealthy, but financially bankrupt. What do I mean by that? If you need 1 million naira today, I'm using naira because most of us are Nigerians. If you need 1 million naira today, do you have 5 people you can call to give you 200,000 to make 1 million in 24 hours? If you do, just share a smiley. Thank you, Ifeanyiwa. Destiny Helper is Mostavu. Yeah, career champions. Oh, Brisiu has 5 people. Great. Some people don't have. Have you wondered? I'm sorry, I'm bringing politics here. I don't intend to, but it's a very appropriate example. Have you wondered why some people are still campaigning for Tinubu, even though it's obvious that we should not campaign for him? If you've wondered, just raise your hand or just let me know. Has anybody wondered? Are we here? Chisom, yeah. Okay, any other person? Any other person? If you're, okay, most of us are not even in Nigeria. We have people from Norway, Manchester, and the rest. Let me tell you why. Tinubu is a great networker. That guy knows how to build relationships. Some of you, you have a relationship, you will not nurture it. You only call them when you need their help. If you are doing that, receive your deliverance this afternoon. I'm not in church. Today is Sunday. Don't wait till you need people's help before you start building your network. Some of you is when you need job, you now go on LinkedIn. You're now looking for connections. You're looking for connections. They will not come. Even if they come, they will not help you. You have to be intentional about building networks. You hear, oh, a friend has moved to a certain country. And you're like, she didn't tell me, I'm not going to. My friend, who cares? Build your social network. Call people, talk to them. Oh, this is what I'm going through. Oh, you're here. Don't wait till you need people's help before you start talking to them, especially when it comes to your career. Some of you are in an office, you don't know the sweet gist in your office. I'm not saying you should be doing beboro. I'm not saying you should do gossip. I'm not saying you should be looking for the sweet gist. Well, you have to know what is happening. You must be relevant. It's part of networking. You are working in an organization and you don't know the person that has the key to your promotion in that organization. You're wasting your time. I'm not saying you should begin to do eye service or begin to look for people to help you. And just because you want people to help you, you're doing eye service. I'm not saying that, but networking is powerful. There are some doors that your skills will not open, but your friendship and relationship will open for you. I am a testimony of that. I am not telling you that everything I have done or God has done for me today is because I'm the smartest person in the house or very intelligent. I am grateful for the relationships in my life and I've nurtured those relationships. Are you nurturing the relationships in your career? You have colleagues, you're always fighting with your colleagues. There is no rapport between you and your colleague. I'm sorry for you. You're not going to get their help when you need it. You have a line manager and your line manager is terrible. We agree, the person is terrible, not nice, nasty, doesn't know how to talk, and yet you're hating that person. Remember when we were in school, you never passed courses where you hated the teachers. Hello, do I have testimonies in the house? Testimonials in the house? Oh, testifiers, sorry. Please, if you are there, if you're on this call, please, if you're still here, send me a 2 in the chat box. Let me just wait for your 2 and let me. Thank you, Oluwato Biloba. Yeah, welcome, Salami. Who else is still on the call? Are you still on this call? Whether your line manager is nice, wicked, desperate, or bad, it is your duty to nurture that relationship. Have you heard of career sponsors? Have you heard of career cheerleaders? Have you heard of career critics? Even that person that doesn't like you in your office, there's a way you can make them like you and they become your advocates. Do you know that there are some meetings that will happen where you are working that you will not be there, but somebody will speak on your behalf? Going back to that job I got into, there was no interview. Somebody just somebody recommended me and that was it. That is social wealth. That is social wealth. If you want to make your career count in 2023, can you be realistic and be intentional about nurturing professional relationships? Some of you don't belong to any community. There is no personal development community. There is no professional community. I'm sorry if it looks as if I'm shaking the table or I'm saying something. I don't mean to undermine you. I don't mean to say you're not serious. But I'm saying, I'm just being realistic. You cannot continue that way. For your career to make impact, for you to, that visualization you did, for it to make sense by 2023 December, you need to build your social wealth. There are people who have billions in their accounts, but they don't have relationships. And there's a limit to where money can go. But imagine someone who has people all over the world. You can go anywhere and you will still feel at home. I think I've said enough about that. And I want to apologize here because I think we're going to go beyond time. A lot of people got in very late. And I was trying to just take time to ensure that as many people get the required information. Now, let me tell you how I got my job in less than 60 days. Remember that story where I shared that I had to resign from my job and then I came to the United Kingdom? Don't think it's luck. It's not luck. It's hard work and the grace of God. I do not undermine that. So as at August, I didn't even know I was going to resign. So my resignation plan started in September, precisely on the 1st of September. And then I knew that I had to resign. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Who do I know that can help me? Let me tell you one thing. There's something about the United Kingdom, and I'm saying this for people who might want to come. I love it here. If I come to Nigeria, I'm coming to greet you. I don't think I want to come back except God says I should come back. No, sorry. However, a lot of people here, they are not doing the kind of jobs they want. A lot of them are not doing the kind of jobs they want. They are doing menial jobs. They are cleaning people's poo-poo. I'm sorry, that sounds yucky. I'm sorry. And let me tell you why that is. The reason for that is because some of them, no fault of theirs, but some of them, they didn't prepare for their coming here. So the first thing I did, I looked for a coach, a career coach. And I was not just looking for a career coach. I looked for a career coach with experience with the UK markets. And then when I spoke to her, she said, oh, okay, you want to come? It's a good one. I can support you. What I need to do, give me your CV and give me your LinkedIn page. And then she revamped my CV, she revamped my LinkedIn. It took about 4 weeks to do all of that. And then we had a discussion about how to apply. And then she gave me tips about how interviews are done in the UK, differently from what we know in Nigeria. And then in October, I started applying. I started applying in October. And by the time I got to UK by October ending. By the 3rd week of November, I got the job already. That coach did not do it for me for free. And when I was looking for someone to help me, I was not looking for just anybody. I was looking for somebody that had expertise in what I needed. And that is why I say, for your career to make sense this year, it's not going to be on luck. Stop putting your career on the pedestal of luck. Oh, I want it to happen by luck. I believe in the power of prayers. I know we are praying people. A lot of us are praying people. I believe in the power of prayers, but you need to do the required work. And she did not do it for me for free. So for those of you that want to grow your career and you don't want to pay for services that might want to help you, what you will be getting might be limited. The opportunities you'll be getting might be limited. And then she started coaching me. And should I shock you? I wrote 350 applications in 1 month. I applied to 350 companies in 1 month. Some of you are here on this call, and I don't mean to say anything. You don't have to say anything. You're looking for a job, but you've only done 10 applications. For you to make your career count, you have to, it's hard work. It's when you do the hard work that luck comes on it. It's hard work. Please, if you're still here, please say something in the chat box. It's hard work. Out of the 350 applications I wrote, 340 rejections. I wrote 350 applications. I got rejection email, 340. And then some people would say, I wrote to, they are rejecting me. They are rejecting me. They are rejecting me. And then you're giving up. It's not you they are rejecting. They just don't need your services. That's it. The remaining 10, out of that 10, 7 called me for interview. Out of 10, they called me, the 10, they even, 7 called me for interview. It's very exhausting, my sister. You can say that again if you want. It's very exhausting. Sometimes you would doubt yourself. Sometimes you say, is something not wrong with me? Are my village people not at work? It's very exhausting. Out of 7, I got to the 3rd stage interview for 4. Here, there is no one interview. It's 3 stages or 4 stages. And different people interviewing you. So out of the 6 or 7, I can't remember now, I got to the 4 stages of 4, and I got all 4 jobs. Then it was time to choose. Because, you know, when your prayers have been answered, you see, and it's over answered, you choose. I had to choose out of 4. But what I'm telling you is that all of this happened in less than 60 days. Trust me. Don't think that I started in less than 60 days. I started building my career because I've always been intentional about my career. So it's just an accumulation of the things I've been doing. And when it was time to look for another job, I put in the required work, and God gave me the required success. I don't know if this is making sense. Please, if this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat box. We're almost done. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? Thank you. Thank you. Please, let's keep the chats coming. Are we tired? Are we still here? Let's keep the chat coming. Welcome to those that are joining us. Unfortunately, we can't go back. You joined us really late, so I don't know what I can do to do that. Maybe you would watch the recording if possible. The next thing I wanted to talk about, so we've talked about being self-aware. We've talked about having a plan. We've talked about doing the work. We've talked about networking. We've talked about, now we want to talk about creating and seizing opportunities. Let me tell you what opportunities are. They are usually dressed in hard work, pressure, and challenges. Opportunities are usually dressed in hard work, pressure, and challenges. While I was applying for those jobs and I was getting rejection, the first 2 weeks, all the application I did in the first 2 weeks was rejection. Do you know what that taught me? It taught me to know how not to apply. Someone else would think, oh, they are excuse me. Someone else will think, oh, they are rejecting me, let me stop. It taught me to, so when I was seeing those rejections, I asked myself, why am I not even being called for interviews? I went back to my coach, we had a discussion, and then I started asking questions. I started looking at how I was applying. Then when I got someone to call me, after doing the first interview, if they don't call me for the second stage, I would ask myself, why didn't they call me for the second stage? And then I began to improve on myself. Opportunities would come as hard work. They will never dress well. They will never dress as congratulations. No. But do you know that is why a lot of people do not get opportunities? Because we are running away from hard work. We're running away from pressure. We're running away from challenges. The second thing about opportunities, you need to understand the value you bring to the table. Remember, earlier I was talking about saying your story with confidence about who you are. There are some of you here, there's something you can do regarding to your work that you can do excellently well. But when someone asks you, what do? You don't even know what to do. You don't even know how to say it. For instance, you see some LinkedIn profile, they say, business development manager. It's good to say that. But LinkedIn is gradually moving away from there. Who are you? Instead of saying business development, can you say you help businesses to bring in new businesses? You help them to get more customers. That's the value you bring. You're a teacher. What value do you bring as a teacher? And this is not peculiar to any career. You need to begin to understand the value in what you do. And that is what you should sell to people when you have that. Do you know that by simply selling your value, you can create opportunities that were not in existence? The 4 jobs I got, 2 of them wrote back to me when I turned down their offer. They said, when you start the new job, if you don't like it, come back to us, we are waiting for you. And I have evidence, I'm not lying. You need to know how to say your story. How do you tell your story? How do you talk about the value you bring? Some of you, you do so much, you've done so much in your work. You've been able to help students pass. Some of you, you're not even noting down the achievements you are currently making in your business. So if you're a teacher here, how many of your students pass year on year? Do we know, can you say that, oh, every year when in 2022, last year, 2022, 90% of my students had A. Do you know that those are the things we want to see on your CV? But you say, I prepared PowerPoints. I did this, I did that, I thought. Nobody cares about what you do. People are serious about results. What results do you have to show? Understand the value you bring to the table. Build character and strength. The next thing I want to talk about is building character and strength. Giving up is not an option. If I did 350 application and 340 rejected me, it's not even up to 10% that called me, then you must tighten up your muscles and be ready to go to war. If you want to make your career count, you must do the required work. I'm not going to talk too much on that. And that brings me to summary. The first thing, and I just want to stop here and say thank you for staying up until this moment. And please do not go yet because there's something I want to talk about afterwards. The summary is that, number 1, you have to be self-aware. Self-awareness is the beginning of everything. If you're not self-aware, if you don't know what you can and what you cannot do, the opportunities around you, the threats you have, and how to mitigate against those risks, you are not doing yourself a good thing. And you need to grow in your self-awareness. You cannot be self-aware today and say, oh, I've known myself and that's the end of it. No, you need to grow in it. Then the second thing you need to do is to have a plan. There must be a written plan. I'm going to say that again, a written plan. Imagine if the textbooks we read or we read in school were in the teacher with the author's head. Are we going to know anything? Imagine if this Zoom we're using to do this meeting today, the idea was in somebody's head. Nothing will come to life. So there's a reason for writing. Be prepared to do the work. Seize and create opportunities even when they're not existing. You can create opportunities even when they do not exist. A company can say, oh, we don't want to employ now. But when they hear you talk, they will go and create a role for you because they don't want to lose you. And never quit. When you are rejected, it's not because maybe you are rejected for promotion, you are rejected for the job. It's not because it's about you. It's because they don't need you for now. And do you know that most times it's their loss? Most times it's their loss, not yours. That's why you can never quit. Now, I just want to stop here for just a minute and ask if there are questions. If there are questions or comments, I would like to take them now before we round up. We're rounding up in about 10 minutes. Questions and comments. Are we still here? Any question, any comments? Hello, everyone. Who's here? Anyone?
Yeah, yes. Good afternoon. It's noon here. I don't know what time you are there. But then, comments. I have comments. I have. Okay. Let me start from. I tend to be somebody that know you, and I've seen you work, and tends to be somebody that okay. I want to be like this person. Oh, okay. The career path was so. How did she climb the ladder? How did she get to this point and this? But then you made mention of connection. Yes, connection is quite something that is very important in someone's life, and you just have to build it. Because then it happened. I'm a living testimony. Uh, my current job, now was a referral from a friend that we worked together 4 years ago. And the funny part was I picked the call in the toilet. That's the funny part. I picked the call in the toilet, and the rest was history. What you make mention of preparing yourself for the opportunity. Then, preparing myself. What will I say? How it happened? I tend to overwork myself for the past 2 years. I gained more. I went for professional certification. I made sure I finished my master's degree. I did a lot of stuff that was too much and drained me then. Let me see, I'll confess I drained me then, because working and doing all these or reading, adult reading is actually not easy. It drained me. But then when the opportunity came, it just fits in. Let me just say it just fits in. I was on an interview. I was in the interview, and questions are being asked. It was just like you are just throwing banana to monkey. I was just like, I wasn't expecting this type of question for you. Give me something I will not be able to answer, and that was it. So, and what will I say? The last one is you made mention of something I just forgot just now. Made mention of preparing yourself, writing things down. Then I did one or two writings, but then it didn't come to where I am today. The writing was okay. I saw a new career path, and I feel like, oh, I think I can do this. Then I went in for it. I paid for it. Yes, you made mention of you don't have to do it alone. You have to seek for people that you might need to pay. Then I paid for this. It wasn't easy. Weekends, I feel like okay, I need to sleep, I need to do this. Weekends, watch YouTube videos. It changed my lifestyle from someone that watch movies to somebody that watch something much related to work. Now I am learning how to watch movie now, because I can't finish a movie on a single seat. I will sleep. I'd rather sleep, but if I'm watching movie on YouTube on something I don't know, I will not sleep. So I paid for this service, and it actually assisted me till now. And I even want to pay for this kind of service in an advanced manner. So you can't just say that, oh, after my certificate, after reading school and all, you will not seek for knowledge. But this type of knowledge you are seeking for, know that you are going to pay for it. Nothing is free. You are going to pay for it. And you might just feel that it's not working now. But when that time comes, it will just fit in. Like all what you said is just like I was just trying to reminisce on how it's happened, how the journey was till now. I just realized that all what I was doing little by little by little, like by little by little, was, let me see, it's like a package to fit into where I want to be. So thank you.
Thank you so much. You just gave a very good summary. I really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you. What people don't understand, and I'm just going to share a bit on all of the things you've said, is people, it's just like when you want to lose weight. Someone wants to lose weight. So listen, the person wants to lose weight. They will go to gym. They'll pay for gym. They'll go 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, instead of losing a pound or a kilo, they've added 2 kilos and then they give up. If you want to make your career count, don't wait till when you need that career to count. You start now, and you have to keeping on. That person that gives up at 4 weeks, only if he continued, in 2-3 months, he would see the difference. And that is why you have to start early in the year. You have 11 whole months to make it happen. And nothing is impossible, nothing. You talked about, you took professional courses and all of that. Let me tell you one thing about professional courses. It helps. And it helps. It helps a lot because people don't understand how it works. I have taken courses. Okay, for some of you that are following me on LinkedIn, I took a course in Harvard. I paid $2,000 for that course. If you think I have the money, you're laughing. It's just a joke. I saved up for it. And if you want to leave Nigeria, specifically those who want to leave Nigeria, let me tell you this. Your master's degree, if it's not from a foreign country, might not make sense here. Let me just tell you that. Here is more about skills than about your certificates. They want to see what you can do. If you like, have PhD, they want to see results. You talked about networking. The job I got that took me to Togo was from a friend in Unilag, year 3, when we went to French Village. So these are things that are very, very important. Not to waste your time further, let's just go on. So why am I saying all of this? Is because I want to be part of your success story. I am inviting you and I'm saying, let me be part of your success story. I have results to show for it. I didn't even know that Bisiriyu knows me, and I wish I can talk to you after this call, but I have results to show for it. And I want to support you. Let's unhold you. And I'm not doing it alone because I cannot do it alone. Only me cannot be career coach. Only me cannot be this. No, I have people that I have enjoyed and benefited from their expertise. Let us all help you. And that's why you see my picture and the picture of people that you do not know, not real human beings, because we want to support you. And what are we trying to do? We're trying to have an 8 weeks boot camp. This boot camp is for everybody, whether you're searching for a job or you're looking for promotion and all of that. Please just listen to me. I know you are seeing dollars. Forget about the dollars for now. Let's talk about it. It's an 8 weeks of do it yourself, DIY, do it yourself with our support. At the end of 8 weeks, we guarantee that you would have access to 4 career coaches. You're going to have access to 4 career coaches. You're going to have clarity in your career. Some people, the problem they have is because they're not even sure what they want. You would have created a career plan. You will know how to tell your story. Remember, I talked about people who do a lot, but they don't know how to tell people what they do. You have gained or improved your self-confidence. Please ignore the typos. You understand how to write an exceptional CV that lands you a job. The reasons why you have been applying and no one is calling you for interviews because they are not seeing your CV. You understand how to create an attractive LinkedIn profile. You can go to my LinkedIn profile. If you like what you see, then you know what I'm talking about. Be an exceptional professional. How can you get promotion? What do you need to do? How can you stand out? And then you would have created a personal development plan. And let me tell you what it would cost you. If you're supposed to get an identity and self-awareness class, the minimum you can pay is $100, sorry. I have attended, I'm a member of the John Maxwell team. I know how much I paid for that. I've done Tony Robbins coaching. I know how much I paid for those. If you're going to do a CV and LinkedIn revamp, I paid £345 to that coach. You can do the maths. We all know what the exchange rate is currently at. You structure a career plan. The cheapest you can get is $50. All these things are online. You can get fees online. job search and interview preparation. And why am I quoting in dollars? Because I am not going to support you to do something that was not relevant all over the world. The world is becoming a global village. You can be in Nigeria and be working in the United States. Besides, my younger brother works in the US. He's been working in the, he works outside the country and he lives in Nigeria. He earns dollars. So it's possible. And what we're doing is we want to help you be globally relevant in your career. There are soft skills for the future. What are the soft skills you need for the future? The cheapest training you can get is $100. Excelling in your career, the cheapest you can get is $100. If you have to do 2 coaching sessions, it's $100 cheapest per session. And then instead of paying $995, I'm saying just pay $135, which is 100,000. And then we have payment plan, and it's only for 10 people. It's not for everybody. I only want people that will do the work. And I'm generous also because I'm going to be giving out 2 scholarships, 100% scholarship. And let me tell you, if you're going to earn this scholarship, if you will not do the work, I would collect my money from you. Scholarship means you're not going to pay, but I would ensure you do the work. And if you don't do the work, because you're going to sign a contract, I'll make sure you pay me my money. Now I'm sounding wicked. That was just a joke, but I'm serious about the scholarship. But because you have attended this and you stood till this time, I'm going to give it out for 75,000 naira. I'm charging naira. For my friends in UK, I'm not gonna take naira from you guys. I'm not going to take naira from you guys. For my friends in the UK, I'm not taking naira from you guys. And the boot camp starts in February. We're starting in February, and then we're going to end in April. So 8 weeks back to back is a boot camp. If you know what a boot camp is, we are going to work. And that is why I said it's not for everybody. And so if you're going to be interested, kindly send an email. Let me share my screen. If you're interested, kindly share an email to adejoke@longsville.com, and then we would be able to support you. Please help me put the email in the chat so that everybody can send an email there, and also put my phone number. Please reach out, and then we'll be able to take it out from there. I want to ask if there's any question. Okay, a lot of people wants to win yeah, so for the scholarship, if you're interested in the scholarship, please apply for the scholarship by sending an email to me, and I will tell you if you win the scholarship. But I'm very much tempted to give Birisiu 1 space. Birisiu, I'm giving you 1 space because you participated so well. I would say thank you for that. Yeah, so Birisiu, you've won one of that. Oluwatobiloba as well. You participated very well. However, I'm going to send you a contract. If you don't do the work, I'm going to have to make you pay. Oluwatobiloba Adetunji, you're also going to get the 2nd scholarship. So the scholarship is gone. The scholarship is gone. I didn't plan to do this on this call, but the scholarship is gone. So congratulations, Oluwatobiloba and Birisiu, for winning the scholarship of the 8 weeks bootcamp. And I'm so happy. Thank you everyone for joining. Do we have questions? If we do not have questions, then we can take a bow and call it a day here. Any
Hi,
questions?
there's a question. Yes,
Please
thank you. Thank you so much. I am happy right now, and I think I just tick one of my buckets to talk to you after how many? I think after a year plus. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you that day, but you have to leave on time, was to have this kind of conversation with you. So I don't have a mentor. I wish I had. Maybe my career would be more than this. But then I feel I learn from my failures, I pick the bag, and I keep on going. But then there's one question I need to ask you. Is from the start of your career to where you are now, what do you do? What are the extra things you did that what will I say? That bring you out of your shell? because we all know that if we don't have a push from one place or the other, we will not be able to showcase ourselves. We will not be able to tell our story. So what is that thing that you did that you feel, if you have to sit down and think about it, that one thing that you did that changed everything? Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is this is a question nobody has asked me, and I'm glad to share. So the first thing I do is, number one, is when I pray a lot, and I'm not going to lie about that. I pray a lot. I'm a person of prayer. And when I'm praying, I'm not asking for bread and butter. I'm sorry. I'm asking God for direction. I'm asking God for wisdom, and I'm asking God for favor. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do, in any organization where I work, I make sure that I nurture relationships. I respect the gatesman the way I would respect the CEO. Because people think that it's only people in high relationships that can help you. It's not true. I was working in a place, they wanted to sack me. It was the cleaner that came to tell me that, Madam, I heard in Madam's office that they are going to sack you. And then that week, I just resigned before they thought about sacking me. The third thing I do, a certain percentage of my salary, I save and I put it into personal development. I've been in John Maxwell's team where I pay $3,000. And this is not to brag. I'm just telling you what I do. Last year, I paid for Harvard Business School. I paid $2,200. When I was moving to Togo, I could not do my exams. I missed it. So, and Harvard is very wicked. They will not refund you and they will send you out. They sent me out. I had to look for money. They now gave me discounts. I paid another $1,500. That's $3,700. Already this year, I've paid another $2,000. This year, that is just 30 days old. I'm doing a studies in University of Cambridge for business analytics. Apart from that, I have coaches. The coach I told you about, she has been my coach. She has been my coach for a while, and I've even recommended people to her. I have financial coach, I have spiritual coach, I have career coach, I have productivity coach. Do you know the funny thing? If you take 10% of your salary, let's assume your salary is very worse and you are earning 10,000 naira, and you take 1,000 naira to train yourself every month, in 365 days, you will double your salary. And that is the approach I want you to take. And then I seek opportunities. When people say, oh, we cannot do this job. In my place of work, when they're looking for people to do something, I volunteer, even if it doesn't concern me. Let me tell you a very beautiful story. When I was in Sun King as a partnership manager, I was a partnership manager, and then they didn't have a business development manager. So they said I should step in, I should just help. I was helping because they couldn't speak French and all of that. And I stepped in. Do you know that my current job in the UK, 80% of the work I do is business development? So people, that's why I said opportunities are dressed in form of hard work. Opportunities are dressed in form of challenges and pressure. And then I don't give up. There are days I cry. There are days I am tired. There are days I'm confused. I would not tell you that I have it all figured out. But when I meet the people in my corner, I have people in my corner that help me to keeping on. That has been my success story, if I can say in a nutshell. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? So there's a question in chat box. It's a private question, but I want to address it here. Somebody's saying that, is there a partial scholarship because of the French language proficiency stuff? Okay. Is there a partial scholarship? Unfortunately, there is no partial scholarship because I'm giving 2 full scholarships. But if you want a partial scholarship, we can talk about it, even though I didn't plan for that. I can think about it, but there is a payment plan. There is a payment plan. If you know you cannot pay at once, it's 8 weeks. If you're starting towards the end of February to April, so you have about 2.5 months to pay up. So yeah. And then please, if you're going to do it, you only have 2 weeks to get back to us. If you're not getting back to us in 2 weeks, it's 100,000 you're going to have to pay. I think I'm being generous enough. Any other question or comment? Someone says, thank you, ma'am, for sharing your story. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. If somebody wants to hear your story too, and that's why I want to be part of your story, so that even as you do this with me, you can also do it with people that are around you. Jody, please go ahead with your question or comment.
First of all, thank you very much. My question is that, for example, when someone have a plan and then there is an issue, and when he's trying to take actions according to his plan, the results are not what he was expected. So what can this person do about this? I hope you understand.
Yes, I understand. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. The truth is that your plans will not always go the way you want it. So don't think that nothing will disrupt your plan. The aim is that you must know where you are going. So for instance, if you are in, I'm going to use you, Jody, you're in Togo and you want to travel to France, you can decide to take Air France to France. You can take Ethiopian Airways to France. You can take Air Cote d'Ivoire. You can take Air Senegal. You can take Askai. You can decide to take any aircraft, but you know that your destination is France. So let's assume now that you bought a ticket from Ethiopian Airways and then they canceled the flights and they gave you back your money. Will you cancel your plan because of that? No, you take that money and go to somewhere, to another airline and buy your tickets and then you go to France. So the aim is that you must know where you are going, but don't think that you will get there in straight line. There will be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs. And there are times that you need to change your plan. That is why you need people in your corner that can help you see with another eye so that you're not deceiving yourself. Because most of us were in our comfort zone and we don't want to come out of it. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Any other question? I want to take just one more question so that we can wrap up. Thank you everyone for waiting till this time. I really do appreciate it. Any other question? Okay, if there is no question, I want to say everything we have said today, nothing would change if you don't change. So most people are in the habit of attending webinars like this. When they hear it, they're inspired, they're pumped up, they're happy, and then they go back home. Oh, okay, I will do it. I will join later. And then after 1 week, they forget everything they've heard. And that's the end. If you be like that, I'll not be surprised if we are still singing the same song by the end of 2023. And I will not be surprised if you also succeed, because you don't have to, it doesn't have to be me, because I'm not God and I can't hold your career, but I just want to be a part of your success story. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope that when I call another webinar, you'll be able to join, and I hope it was not a waste of your time. So please, we'll be sending you a survey just to tell us about what you feel about the seminar. I should have done that, but let me just hear from one more person, please. Permit me. Was this a waste of your time? Did you learn anything from it? Anybody wants to share? And then we would go, because we should have done the survey right now on the poll. Who wants to share? Anybody?
I just want to appreciate you, and I believe. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I just want to appreciate you, and I can see I didn't waste my time because I learned a lot of things, and I believe there will be a follow-up for those ones that are willing to join the team. That would be very nice. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And that's the end of the webinar. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you, Oluwatobi. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Bye.